I copy that.
Target designated.
Nuclear launch detected. 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 Nuclear under attack. Energy and critical increasing. Structure. Energy and critical. Energy and structure.
You better believe it. This is Group C, Stork versus Mind. It's good to cast another Stork game. You know, I could have just done that in the downtime between seasons, about the round of 36 time. I could have just cast all Stork games, like I usually do with my mystery commentaries. It's like, question mark, mystery commentary, what's it going to be? Another Stork Pro League game? But I figured everyone would just roll their eyes. Everyone who's not as rabid of a Stork fanboy as me anyway would just roll their eyes like, Nuke, you gotta be kidding me, another Stork game. But yeah, I could have done that. I totally wanted to do that. But here we go. Casting legit Stork games in the OSL against Mind. It's been a long time since I've seen Mind. I think the last game I casted with Mind was in 2008. Been a long time. He was in the round of 16 of the Incruit OSL that Stork ended up winning. But here we go. Except down at the 5 o'clock position in orange is Stork. That means down at the 8 o'clock position in red is Mind. Let's get those predictions out of the way. We got plenty for Stork, and not as many for Mind. I apologize to any Mind fans out that might be out there. There's probably a few of you out, because Mind is an MSL champion. He beat Bacchus in an MSL final. How many people can freaking say that? And then he kind of fell off the face of the earth, and that's why people don't really follow him as a champion. I guess a little bit the same as 4GG. I mean, 4GG beat Jadong. Everyone said that was a fluke. Maybe that's what happened with Mind, too. Of course, Mind, he outplayed Bacchus in their final. It was spectacular to watch. But I don't know why everyone kind of abandoned Mind after he won his MSL championship. Maybe it's just because he never really reached that kind of level again. A very strange situation, but Mind does have... He has accomplished more than a lot of players in this round of 16. Just keep that in mind. Okay, here are some predictions. From Keymaker2112 writes, this OSL belongs to the Dino Toss. Nuke citation, everyone's favorite Protoss player dressed as a dinosaur. Okay, back to the prediction. It's about time Stork busted out his raffle-stomping and world-class PvT and showed everyone in the world, oh man, look at, it's like I'm talking as this guy. What can happen when he stops playing cell phone games? That's right. Thanks for backing me up, white person in the audience. Okay, here's another prediction from Jap Fan, I guess, writes, Mind is a former champion, as I mentioned earlier. That's my footnote. And wants to be one again. Finally getting himself together. Mind will advance together with Stork. See, there's a Mind fan. Here's another one from TuberLeet1337 writes, to Stork, Mind is nothing more than a warm-up for C. Expect a shellacking. I love strongly worded predictions like that. But the robotics facility... What? Oh, crap. I had a window pop up and it blocked my freaking... I got rid of that window. Man, this is so unprofessional. It wasn't a robotics facility anyway. I was saying cybernetics core. But I'm so out of my mind with tiredness that I'm going to mix everything up today, and I apologize. But there's the first Zealot out. Hopefully I don't get another window pop up from my freaking aim. Why didn't I get out of aim? Why? Okay, here's another prediction from Chicken Lover. Save my commentary, Chicken Lover. Writes, Stork fans, unite! This season he shall conquer all. Go Stork! 3 exclamation points. There's a spinning cybernetics core. Could be a fake out, though. Mind has got to stay in there and see if that Dragoon range finishes up. Because a lot of Protoss players will just fake it. They'll just go for +1 attack on air, which costs fewer minerals. Then they'll get that going, and then they'll cancel it and go straight into the robotics facility. I think that is what is going to happen here. Let's see the Citadel of Adun. So never mind. But yeah, that was a canceled Dragoon range. Nicely done, Stork. So he's trying to fake out Mind. He's trying to play some mind games. Get it? Okay, I need another prediction to save me from that horrible joke. Oh my god, Moo writes, in the ultimate humiliation, Stork will rush Dark Archons and use mind control on Mind's SCVs, then proceed to build Manor Command Centers and such. What? Manor Command Centers? Half of Bork power! Exclamation points. I don't think Stork can build a command center. Wait, mind control Mind's SCVs? I get it now. Yeah, that's my mind on drugs. Just kidding, I don't do drugs. Not many drugs, anyway. But alright. Stork does have the robotics facility at the same time as the Templar Archives. He is going for a Dark Templar drop. Or maybe he will be going for that mind control build that, oh my god, Moo was talking about. But oh, this could be horrible for Mind. He's going for his second base now. And he's not going to have a fun time fighting off the Dark Templar. But hopefully he at least senses it, gets that star sense going, and starts throwing down some turrets to protect himself. If he doesn't have turrets, he's going to die. Simple as that. But he does have that second base coming. He's going to be able to hold on to a macro advantage if he does fend off against the Dark Templar drop, which is coming his way very shortly. A very cheesy opening from Stork. I usually don't think of him as much of a Dark Templar player, but maybe that's why he's doing it. Trying to catch Mind off guard. Of course, Mind has been around the scene a long time. Not sure how many times they've played each other. Maybe none. I'm not exactly sure. I can't remember the last Mind versus Stork game that I've seen. But both players have been around a long period of time. Oh, I guess that's something I should mention too. This is Stork's 14th OSL Round of 16. He has been in more OSL Round of 16s than any other player. Man, that is a lot of OSL Round of 16s in a row. And, yeah, he has been around since 2005, and Stork is just such a weird player, but I'm going to shut up for the moment because you're going to see some action as Stork tries to sneak in. He's looking around for a place where there probably won't be any mines, and he finds a little spot nestled down here, but the mine does have the turrets up, so he's going to be able to protect himself. He is coming in here within the turret's range. And now there's turrets over here, and Stork's going to have a very tough time of killing the SCVs over here. Those turrets are very nicely positioned, but he might be able to take down one supply depot if that vulture doesn't have another mine inside of it. And there's Stork doing his best to kill some units here. I think he's going to be able to stay in a bit longer, but Mind has done a great job of defending against this rush strategy. So Stork, he is transitioning into something else. He already put down his second Nexus. And he might be able to get a few more SCV kills. I think he's gotten about 2 or 3. So that's not too bad, considering he already has his Templar tech now. He'll be able to do future drops. But Mind, got to get in there with some units. He does have some units in there. The shuttle almost down, and finally in yellow health. So Mind is defending against this. He hasn't lost too many SCVs. And as long as he keeps his head about him, he's going to be fine from this point on. Of course, Stork, he has some Dragoons at the front, and he has Dark Templar now to help against any kind of an early push from Mind. If Mind goes out in the middle of the map, it's going to be tough for him to do anything against this. Oh, Stork trying to drag a mine! He does drag a mine into that one vulture. And he was trying to take down the supply depot, but Mind had one SCV on it to repair, so wasn't able to take that down. Finally, 2 comsat stations, I think 2, are going to pop up for Mind, and that's probably when he's going to move out, as soon as he has both scans. Because he's going to need scan to fight off Dark Templar in the middle of the map with any kind of a push. We know he's moving out. Is he going to move out all the way? That is the big question, but it looks like he is. He's moving out of his natural expansion, grouping up. Maybe waiting for a few more units, but now he is on his way to Stork's base, and Stork might not have enough to fight him back. But he does have those Dark Templar. That's something that he has to catch Mind off guard, and he has plenty of Dragoons, actually, to fight this back. Not sure where he pulled all these Dragoons out of. Probably could have said something dirty there, but okay, Stork pushing back the tanks. as best as he can. He's got to fight back these mines at the same time. I have seen Stork do some beautiful micro against mines being laid around his Dragoons. He has some excellent Dragoon micro. When I think of Stork, I think of Dragoons, plain and simple. But now most of the Dragoons melting in the middle of the map. As soon as mine gets some additional vultures, I think he's going to try to push this thing all the way to the natural expansion. Of course, this map is pretty tough for Terran because you can't really build. The area outside the natural expansions are not buildable. Outside the area that really matters for that contain, anyway. So you can't put down the bunker, you can't put down a turret, and it's just hard to fight off the shuttle. And shuttle drags, mine drags and zealot bombs. It's tough to fight off against that. And that one Marine might be able to be a hero Marine, an army of one to take down that shuttle soon because it is in red health. I believe its shield is just about down to Arbiter Tribunal for Stork as he's putting down his third base up at the 2 o'clock position. More factories on the way for Mind. He is going to go for a push soon, but he's playing surprisingly defensively. He's putting down his own third base down at the 6 o'clock position, but I think he probably should have tried to push all the way to Stork's natural, or at least take down those Dragoons, because Stork, I don't think he had enough to fight off Mind if Mind had gone for the push. At least it would have taken him a while to fight off that attack. And there's the Dark Templar trying to be annoying, of course, and try to keep any base from coming down at that point too. And now Stork, I think he's going to pick up his Dark Templar and drop it back into the main. Interesting, as he's fighting off the vultures here. It's a little bit ridiculous. Sniping the SCV that was building the turret. But now Mine knows about this. He saw a little red square on his minimap, so he knows to pull back with some troops to get rid of that pesky Dark Templar. There's a forge from Stork. He's already getting one Arbiter out, and he's probably going to transfer his probes over to that new base very soon. And let's see what Mind is up to. Pumping a lot of vultures, and he might be preparing for those Arbiters if he scanned it. I only saw a couple of Goliaths, which makes me think he did scan that. Saw, okay, he's not going for carriers after all. So I'm safe to just have a couple of Goliaths and go for my push a little bit later. I bet that is why Mine did not push all the way to Stork's natural, because of the non-buildable area outside of the natural. That is pretty tough to deal with. Although this map is very even so far in PVT. I think it's exactly even, 50-50 on the amount of wins for each race. And Terran is favored over Zerg, and Zerg is favored over Protoss on this map. So it's a pretty even map so far. Of course, it is a new map, and we're probably going to see the imbalances pop up soon enough later in the OSL once the races figure this map out. Oh, Stork didn't go in with an observer, but he did figure out that there was a mine there. He's going to plop down his own base, going for a strange little base there that will be harassed very quickly. And now Stork is pushing into the 6 o'clock position. Not going to be able to do much except take out maybe 2 supply depots. It looks like just the one right now. He can't let those mines drag into himself. Okay, he sniped the mines. I'm going to try to take out the supply depot. He does take that out. And he might be able to do a little bit of harassment back here too, because Mine, for some reason, is not pulling his siege tanks into the correct position. If he gets a little bit closer with those siege tanks, he'll be able to hold this a bit better. But he does fight Stork off from the 6 o'clock position, so Mind is doing okay now, keeping up his economy. And not sure if Stork was thinking about expanding up at that 12 o'clock position or not. Maybe he found out about that vulture up there, but the vulture still camped out behind the minerals of that base. And now the Arbiter is out. And let's see if Stork goes for any kind of a stasis attack. Pushes the front, gets the stasis on those tanks. But there's a drop, actually, from Mine inside of the main with a bunch of vultures that are going to cause a lot of damage. But quick reaction from Stork, so the siege tank's not going to be able to get much done at all. Here come the Zealots to kill the tank. This is why tanks, unless there's a ridge or something that you can drop on top of a high ground area, tanks are not very good for harassment purposes. Siege tanks, anyway. Vultures, much better and much cheaper. And alright, Mind preparing at 6 o'clock. He probably needs another base soon if he wants to keep up with Stork. Stork is popping down bases all over the place. Going to try to throw down this base. Now he runs into the pesky vulture. The camping vulture. Vulture set up a tent. And his Akira style hover bike. That is what I think they got the vulture from, the Akira. But most of the things in StarCraft are from other things anyway. They didn't come up with their own original ideas at all. I actually did a little series about that in a video series. I think it was Cal versus Jangbi in the MSL, which is, I think, my least watched series on my channel. But I came up with some little things about what in StarCraft is related to something in a movie or another game. But yeah, no one watched it. But here comes a recall from Stork inside of the main, going right for the heart of the beast. And mine had put down a lot of mines there, but I think that Stork, he just found a little spot where there weren't hardly any mines at all. There's a huge minefield right over here that Stork, he is fighting back though. Does he have an observer in? I'm not exactly sure if he has an observer in because of the Arbiter cloak messing with my eyes, but Stork coming in with his, doing some Zealot bombs on top of the siege tank. So he's going to be able to get a ton of damage done inside of this main as mine pulls back pretty much all of his units. He's going to have to pull back pretty much all of his units to get this done. Sieging up a little bit too close with those siege tanks. They all get sniped except for one in the back. There is a science vessel back there. They can maybe get an EMP on this Arbiter, but Stork is finally going to get grinded down, I think, but not before causing a lot of damage with this recall. Quite a bit of damage. Took down a bunch of supply depots. Might be able to force mine to cancel that factory. Factory, maybe? Maybe not. Yeah, mine is going to continue to build that factory. And one mine goes in and gets rid of all the rest of the Dragoons. But still, I'd say that was a successful recall, because it distracted mine, it took down a lot of buildings, made him pull back inside of his base. So hey, job well done, Stork. As Stork continues his upgrade, spinning that forge. I'm going to have to take a look at Stork's upgrades soon, but... So I know he researched recall, and I guess that stasis is going to be his second bit of research that he gets done. So as soon as that's done, I think he's going to push it into the natural expansion from Mind. So we can stasis those tanks. Oh, the tank on the high ground fending off that inside 8 o'clock base. The outside 8 o'clock base, rather. Stork trying to fight back here, losing all of his Dragoons. Now he's pushing with a lot of Zealots outside of this base. He's just waiting. He's waiting for that research to get done. Waiting for the energy on those Arbiters, and he's going to push in soon and try to get this done. He's going to fall into a huge minefield, though. So hopefully he has his observers in. I think he does have one observer hovering over the minefield. He's going to have to commit maybe one more Dragoon to fending this off, but he does have the cannon warping in. Cannon's going to help against this harassment, and mine not getting anything done with his vulture over at this location anyway. But Stork coming in with 2 Arbiters completely scanned, though, so mine is going to know to siege here and get ready for an attack. Yes, Stork is going for this soon. Very smart of mine to... Oh, an EMP! But Stasis gets off before the EMP lands on the Arbiter. So, nice... Oh, man, Stork is dragging some mines there. Of course, he did the mine drag right before he did the stasis, so the tanks didn't actually go down. But nice stasises from Stork over pretty much all of the tanks. So causing a lot of damage, grinding down the army from mine. And not only that, he's going to be able to skip past these tanks soon. We'll get the surround on them later, kill them, and skip past them into that natural area. But right now he's got to decide what he wants to do, if he wants to go into the natural expansion or hover around those tanks. If he doesn't get right next to those tanks, he's going to lose all of these Dragoons at the natural. But he is going straight for the natural, getting away from the tanks so he can snipe all the important buildings inside the natural expansion and the main. But there's mine. The second stasis is just about to wear off. It does wear off, but Stork out of sight, out of mind. Taking down some SCVs at the natural expansion. Mine is going to pull back, though. Getting the scan on everything, and he does still have the science vessel in to help him get rid of the rest of the Dragoons. The Stork, in the meantime, is building up his macro, throwing down a lot of bases. This is what Stork is great at, just multitasking Very smart attacks, and he just leaves his units in there to distract the Terran while he builds up his other bases. Stork is so good versus Terran, but he's not... He hasn't won the game yet. Mind, he took a lot of casualties there, and a bit of harassment, but he still hasn't lost anything critical. He didn't lose a command center or anything. And he's gotten some harassment of his own, but he's going to attempt some more harassment here with a lot of vultures, whole lot of vultures. Probably enough vultures to just shoot down these Dragoons, but Stork already building a gateway there to block with that cannon in the back, so he's going to stop that harassment. I don't think he's going to be able to stop the harassment at 12 o'clock, though, as mine going straight up there, killing the cannon, but deciding to back off. He does stop it with just cannons. It's kind of surprising that mine didn't at least sacrifice those vultures to kill the rest of the probes that were in. And getting the mines surround, the mines almost take down all of the Dragoons, and this last Dragoon is going to die pretty horribly. But Stork has macroed up a huge army, a huge amount of bases, and he's going to have just a ton of Zealots, a ton of Dragoons coming out of those gateways soon to go in for another wave of attack with more stasis energy that is ticking up on those Arbiters right now. Alright, another base for Stork being harassed. There you go, sniping all of the probes. And for some reason focusing in on this cannon, try to make it easier for future harassment, I guess. Or maybe he wasn't quite paying attention. But okay, Mind has secured the entire left, lower left part of the map. But he still hasn't macroed up a very large army. Maybe it's just the amount of casualties he took earlier, but it's not looking like he has a gigantimo Flash-type army. And that is going to hurt him if if Stork goes for another attack, which I think he's preparing for. He's going to throw all of his Zealots in there soon enough. Through the minefield. Okay, let's see what Stork is going. Plenty of gateways. Gateways all over the place for Stork. He just has so many bases, too. This is going to be a ridiculous second attack from Stork. He's already grouping up for it. Wait, is he going for a recall? I think he might be recalling inside of this base, running into the turret right on top of the mines. And the mines did cause a lot of damage there, I think, but he's going to be able to take down some supply depots up here at the top part of this main. Killing the tanks, too, whittling down the tank count, going to stop Mine from moving out even longer. I mean, Mine has been on the defensive for this entire game, which is very, very frustrating for a Terran player. You got to move out, get the contain on the Protoss player, but it's not working out well for him. He's been playing defensively this whole game, trying to protect his main and everything from the recalls. I mean, that's a big strength of a recall, is making the Terran player run back inside their main, where they can't hurt you, except their units that you're recalled. But by the time your recalled units have died, you should have about the same size army back on the map. Alright, Stork, he still has another Arbiter flying around, so he might go for a second recall soon. Wouldn't put it past him, but another drop being prepared for Mind. I think he's just going to drop some vultures, get some more harassment of those bases at the top. He does scan outside of his main, and he is going to try to move out. He's finally trying to move out right now. He scans right in front. Tries to get rid of all the troops in the middle of the map. Let's see how Stork is doing in the middle. He's retreating for the most part. And he might have seen that dropship, actually. Now he's going to see it. As another couple of tanks for harassment here. We'll see how these tanks do at that base, if there are any Dragoons left. But Stork pushing his way through the middle. Another couple of stasis. Gets one stasis on a science vessel. And I think an EMP did get off on that one Arbiter, so it wasn't able to do any kind of other stasis. But the tank, actually within range of the cannon, so that wasn't too good from Mine. But he is getting some harassment of that inside 12 o'clock base. As Stork's still not able to push back into the natural expansion, but he is holding in the middle. He's going to be able to kill some more vultures that are out here, but he needs to come in with his reinforcements. He is streaming reinforcements in. Hopefully all Dragoons. Nope, mostly Zealots that are pouring in. Oh, another stasis. Wow, some nice stasises from Stork. I don't know where he's coming up with the energy for this, but he is getting rid of all of the tank threats. If he hadn't done those stasises, I think this battle in the middle would be going much, much more differently. But High Templar in now from Stork, so he's going to try some Storm soon, if he can find a nice clump of units to do it to. Okay, getting the surround of the tanks. They are not siege tanks, though, so Mine might be able to protect them. There's one Storm over a couple of tanks. Takes out one. But these tanks that were stasis are about to be unstasis, so Mind might be able to continue his attack up the top. But no, plenty of zealots pour in, reinforcement zealots push through the tank field. It looks like Stork has had just the right unit composition in this game. Look at that. If he had had all Dragoons instead of all zealots in this attack, it would have gone completely differently. But he's taken down pretty much all of the tanks. There are only a couple of tanks left for Mind. And Mind still hasn't been able to do anything in this game, besides the occasional harassment. But he hasn't taken down a Nexus or anything. No kind of push. Stork is just taking control of this game, holding the middle, and denying Mind all of his options. There's surrounding the last couple of tanks in the middle. I don't think Mind is going to try to save those. Nope, not going to try to save those. He's grouping up outside of his natural, probably, with some more tanks before he tries to push into the middle again. But things aren't looking very good for Mind. I mean, he's almost completely out macroed now. Stork taking another base up there at the inside 10 o'clock and protecting it with a Dark Templar, which is smart because Mind is doing so many different attacks at once and defense at the same time. He might not be able to pay complete attention and be able to scan and help himself there. But another stasis over the science vessel is devastating. One storm over one single Goliath. There's Mind saying, you freaking Protoss. You my life friar, you jerk. Okay, there's a little bit more harassment from Mind, but that means fewer troops at home to defend himself against this giant attack from Stork. You can see it on Mind's face. Things are over for him. Stasis of the SCVs, a little bit BM from Stork. But it basically just saying, go ahead, GG. Look at Mind, so angry. Just storms out of his booth. Man, I guess he was just confident he was going to win that game. But, okay, there's Stork taking game 1 of his group. Putting himself in a great position to move back into the round of 8. Go Stork! Oh, that reminds me, I have to message that person back about getting my signed Stork thingy, as Stork is signing another thingy. Oh, this has been Nuke. Moving on to Group D.